Good morning. It's rather cold this morning. This is the Audi Q3, and a few weeks ago we test drove this on the launch day for Ireland, but of course you only get a few hours with the car at that point. You get a good idea what it's like, but you can't really figure out what it's like to live with it. I've lived with this one for a week. I picked it up on Monday, and on Tuesday we had a half-inch of snow outside the door, and it handled it perfectly. And you know why? It has winter tyres. On this car is Dunlop SP Winter Sport 30. And to give you another clue, it also has Quattro, so it's also a four-wheel drive, and a DSG box powered by a 2-litre 177 brake horsepower engine that you'll find in the new Audi A4 as well. It is insanely capable when it comes to snow, but I wanted to see what it's like with ice. So I came here, drive it up in this place. You can see it's pristine. No one else has driven here today. I brought this in here and it's been sitting here since. So we're going to have a tootle about on these lovely winter tyres and see how we get on. From the minute you get in, you know it's an Audi. Okay, you just do. The way it's built, it's like a sound deadening cabin. You know, everything's very quiet, very put together like that. You know, the engine is one of the new ones, one of the new 2-litre ones, and the DSG box is an S-tronic one, so we should have no problem with traction or power for that matter. Of course, it's got automatic creep, and we're on very icy ground here, so let's give it a go with the traction control on. Okay, ready? It just lurches forward, no problem at all, straight in with that icy ground, no problem. And brakes are ABS cut in there, but that's it, you're stopped. That's, hang on, I gotta do that again. Go around one more time. You see it's very icy back there, right, where I'm going. So power on, go, no slippage, no nothing, she just goes, bang, brakes. Yeah, it takes a while to brake. You can feel the ABS coming on there. And it is very icy. But one thing that happened is, you can see I've torn the ice off the road. Good, huh? So winter tyres are a hot topic in Ireland this year because for the last 2 years we've had fairly heavy snow and fairly heavy ice around this time of the year and right through into January. And so the winter tyres thing had become a hot topic because Ireland traditionally never really had in one tyre did you all year. You have this kind of summer winter blend. It's like, you know, half the tyre is treaded and half the tyre is lined. So we've always had these kind of winter-summer tyres. They've been a bit of both. We've never had the winter tyre thing. So people in Poland will not understand any of this because they generally all have winter tyres and summer tyres on their cars. But with winter tyres, what it does is really give you more grip in snow, ice conditions. It actually displaces a lot of water as well. The downside of it is that it affects your fuel economy. Because you have more grip, you have more tread on the road at any one time, you create more drag, which means the engine has to work a bit harder to make the car go, and so you use a bit more fuel. But it's worth it. For the grip level of a car, it's worth it. You see down, turn the corner there, no problem. This is DSG, of course, so it goes, off she goes again. We're back up to speed. Now the road here is largely melted, so it's just kind of a wet surface, but at the same time I still don't feel any understeer on roundabouts. I'm about to show you that because there's a roundabout ahead of me. Now this roundabout is wet, but it's clear, there's nothing here obviously. So I'm brake, turn in, gets grip, gets more grip, add power, and she comes out exactly the way I went in. The grip is enormous on winter tyres, absolutely enormous, but about the actual car. The Q3 is competing with the likes of the Nissan Qashqai, which is sales-wise the king of this segment because they sell more Qashqais than any of these kind of crossover cars. The thing about the Qashqai is it's around a long time and it's still a very popular car, don't get me wrong, but it's been around a bit. And they need to refresh the model, but I think Nissan might be a little bit afraid to change it too much because it's popular because of the way it looks right now, so they don't really want to mess with it too much. Whereas Audi's never competed in this segment before. They have the Q5 and the Q7, and the Q7 is massive, and the Q5 is just a bit smaller than that. And now we have the Q3, which is the smallest of the Qs in the Audi range. I drove this engine in Portugal when they launched the A4. I drove an A4 with this engine, and it's insanely quiet on the cruise, and that's no joke. Now, strangely, so are the winter tyres. I really did think I'd hear a hum or a buzz or something from the tyres, because obviously the tyres are much more knobbly, so they don't cruise as well. But you know what? I don't hear a thing inside the cabin. It's so quiet in here, it's a bit eerie. Now, I'm doing 100 kilometers an hour, barely a sound in the cabin. The heater's on. That's the main noise I hear at the moment, is of the heater. This one has sat-nav built in as well, also has Bluetooth. Sat-nav is just an SD card. That's all you got to buy. You can go into the dealership, tell me you want sat-nav, he sticks an SD card in, and you have sat-nav. It's already built in. It also has voice control and voice dialing. You can choose a destination by voice, although it's pretty clunky. What I mean by that is it needs to understand every language in the world to work properly, and even when you speak perfect English, it still has to kind of assess what you just said. Now, here's a man with standard tyres in his car because he's terrified going round a roundabout. I'm not. I'm in an Audi Quattro. Now, Quattro means 4 in Italian. I don't know why they picked an Italian word. It's a good word though. It has connotations of sports cars and things attached to it, but really it means 4-wheel drive in Audi. 60% of the power goes to the rear, 40% goes to the front, but when one tyre loses grip, the Audi Quattro is able to shunt the power around between the 4 wheels to get to the one that has grip, and that's the most important part of what an Audi does. These cars, to me, I have to say, most of these kind of crossover cars never really made sense. Unless you want a tall car, I couldn't see the purpose behind these cars, because most of them aren't 4-wheel drive. Most of them are just 2-wheel drive. So you're just driving a tall 2-wheel drive hatchback. That was it. But now they've kind of come of age. They're coming into their own, and you have in the segment Range Rover Evoque, very stylish, very bling. Then you have Ford Kuga, very stylish as well. Well-built car. It's a Ford, so it's got to be well-built. Nissan Qashqai, Kia Sportage, bloody good warranty, very handsome car as well. Audi want to make inroads into their market, even though Audi's in the segment kind of above them. They're in the luxury car market rather than the kind of standard car market that they come out of. We're going to go for an overtake, despite being winter and on winter tyres. No problem. No problem. Easy peasy. The car just lurches forward. There's that much grip in it. Despite the conditions on the road, it is 1.5 degrees outside. It says it on my screen here. So the Audi Q3 is an insanely capable car. Look, off in the ice, in the snow, but what the hell? It's like this thing is a housefly. It just grips. It just seems to be able to go in any weather. I would safely say I could drive across a ploughed field in this fairly handy. I don't really see the problem with it. Now, on the launch day, I really liked the car. I really liked the performance. I really liked the way it handled, the way it went, the way it starts, the way it stops, everything. And I still do. Nothing has changed at all. It is the most capable one of these crossovers that I've ever driven. Especially 2-litre Quattro with the DSG box. Very good. Now, the winter tyres has effective fuel economy. I won't mess with you. It has. I'm getting about 6.5 litres per 100 kilometres, which is pretty good considering the size, the weight of the car, and then you have these winter tyres creating more drag. You know, that's not bad. That's really not that bad. Now, this week I have done over 1,000 kilometres in this car, and I have not felt any of it, being honest with you. It is so comfortable, and the Audi Q3 is definitely one of the best in this segment, by far, by a long way.